capable of that. So Scorpio season. All right. Let's talk about Scorpio because it's my favorite sign of the zodiac because it's me, but also because it's one of those signs that I think is fairly misunderstood because it contains so many different things within it. Scorpio is a water sign, but most people don't even associate Scorpio energy with water energy because the other water signs are, of course, Cancer and Pisces. And Scorpio could not be less like Cancer or Pisces, but still a water sign. When I think about, when I describe myself to people as a Scorpio, I say fire water because it's not a, soft, gentle, like ocean water or, some sort of tidal pool or anything like that. This is water from the underworld, okay? This is moving into the depths of your psyche. This is all of the emotions that are within there. And this is what I like to call void energy, where it is all of the things in one, all of the elements of creation in one. And what's going to be happening now as we enter into Scorpio season is we are going to take a deep dive into the psyche, into the repressed emotions, into everything that has up until this point not been turned over and looked at. We're going to look at, and all of the things are going to start rising to the surface. And I spoke to a few people yesterday about Scorpio season. I'm going to tell you this is my hot tip for Scorpio season. We're all going to be walking into this deep, dark, murky water. We are in October, the month of choice. So you are going to get to choose how you proceed with this particular section of 2020, right? We're walking into this deep, murky water. There's going to be a lot of things coming up, right? We're going to see a lot of stuff. Are you going to get into this water and freak out, stiffen up, flail around, and, generally just make yourself drown and get water in your lungs and all the things? Or are you going to remember that you yourself are mostly water and just relax, let yourself float? Float is going to be the way to allow yourself to move through Scorpio season, receiving any lessons, any insight, any shifts that need shifting without breaking your bones or drowning. And that's going to be a nice thing, to not break your bones or drown this month, or this next month. So feel into that for yourself. If you are a water sign, you're likely already just with this year. So no worries. Just, possibly this is going to feel a little calmer for you because it is more of a watery energy. We're moving from air to water, okay? And while many people don't feel that water is grounding, water is always connected to earth. So just remember that. Water is held by earth. So by that virtue, it does have grounding properties. So there's no need to freak out about Scorpio season. What needs to be revealed is going to be revealed, and it's going to be for our benefit. And our choices are going to determine how we feel during Scorpio season as well. Also, please be aware that you are likely going to be feeling some things that will make you question the work you've been doing up until this point. Growth is a spiral, and we talk about this a lot, but somehow whenever it spirals around and you get to that point that feels similar to what you've been in before, we kind of spin and we're like, I didn't learn my lesson somehow because I'm back in this. How could this be possible? Please remind yourself that when things come up, they're coming up to be released, but they still come through. So you're still going to feel them. You have to see them, look at them, acknowledge them, and let them go. So some of these things coming up, just want you to acknowledge that they've been there, and then off they go. Some other things may require a little bit more release, conscious release from you, such as sending them with grateful attitude and love. So For example, if something's coming up for you this month that is a big release and it's been a big part of your life for a long time, and it is possibly tied to behavior patterns that you have been using for most of your life, and now it's time for them to go. You may have feelings of anger, guilt, feeling that, oh, you know, I wish I hadn't been like this. Like, if only I hadn't done things this way, then I wouldn't be here right now. And I really caution you guys, or yeah, whatever, caution's fine. I caution you guys against that, because everything that, every defense mechanism, every way of coping that you have ever had up until this point has served a purpose. And we don't need to feel bad about that. And instead, when these things come up, we can say, thank you. Thank you for being in my life, teaching me what I needed to know, protecting me in the ways that I needed protected, in however that works. But now I have reached a place where I no longer need to use those behaviors, and I'm moving past them. So I send them with gratitude and love, because they helped me, they served a purpose, and now I'm moving into a new place. So we never need to look back and be critical of ourselves or unkind for anything that we have done up to this point, because we only know what we know when we know it. And you right now knows all the things you know right now. You over there did not. So how is it fair to go back with your now knowledge and judge your past self? Like, it's a terrible waste of time, and it's super unkind. So just remember that we're moving into new energy. We're not dragging old energy with us, okay? So this Scorpio season is a mass purge and a mass cleansing to get us ready for December, Sagittarius season, where it's going to be fire. And Sagittarius fire is not fire that's like, you know, smoldering in a fire pit or even like burning down a forest. It's not that kind of energy. Sagittarius fire is the arrow, fire shooting into the sky to new places. So just remember that. Enjoy Scorpio season for what it is. Allow it to give you what you need to transform yourself, to lighten yourself, to smooth any rough edges off, and to remove anything that's still clinging to you that you no longer need. So I'm excited for this Scorpio season because, well, it's going to be my birthday, and so of course I'm excited, but I'm also excited because this is the last watery pass before we all hop on the fire train and jump into 2021 with some wild new stuff happening. So deep breaths. Now, I also have to touch upon, and I hate to because I don't like talking about it, but election stuff. Just remember this. You're choosing where to put your energy. You are a massive, magnificent creator. And where you choose to put your energy, so things will grow. So if you choose to put your energy into chaos, into fear, into anxiety, then you're adding to that. So please be conscious of what you are doing with your precious and powerful energy. This also applies to anything you do. From a comment on Facebook to a phone call with your mom to an interaction at the grocery store. Please be conscious of the energy you are outputting because you are creating or you are destroying. We are that powerful, and it's time we remember that because things have changed, right? Energy moves much faster, speed of light fast. So be conscious of where you're putting your energy, where you're putting your time. We're not here to change people. We're here to live our lives, to grow ourselves, and to create beauty. So please get aligned with your truth, with your directives, with your mission, whatever it is that makes you feel like, okay, here I go. Please check in with that constantly and make sure your words, your thoughts, the things you do your actions, all align with you and who you are as a person and where you're going, okay? Because that is going to be incredibly important. It is not enough to, get on here and listen to the things and do your moon manifestations and make it all beautiful and get all the crystals and all of that stuff. It's not enough if in your everyday life, if 89% of your life, you are living out of alignment with your truth. If you are saying things that are unkind, saying things that add energy to some BS, right? Whatever it is, if you are not in alignment with yourself, you're putting out, what do you call that? You're putting out off notes. And we all need to be aware of the music we're putting out. Because when you are in alignment, you put out resonance. When you are not, dissonance. Dissonance destroys things. It destroys our cells. It destroys our hearts. It destroys our minds. And we have so much dissonance right now. That is what's making you go woo all the time, because so many people are vibrating in insanity right now because they feel that dissonance. They feel that that chaos energy, and that's okay. We have to hold that high note. That's what that means. It's that note that we all need to be moving towards that makes the noise into music and creation. And that is what we need to remember every single day. So remind yourself, remind yourself. And that's why I created, that's why I listened to Peony and created reactivation, so that you can have that daily reminder that you need to be in alignment with your own energy in order to create what you want. And so much of the time, we have been putting our energy towards greater good, right? Greater good's important. Greater good, greater good. Don't be selfish and think about yourself first. Think about others first. This is a huge trap, because what it does is it takes your energy outside of yourself and you don't do any of your inner work, right? You don't do any of your healing. Instead, you throw your energy towards greater good, thinking that if you fix outside first, it somehow trickles back. But that's not how it works. So, and I can say that with confidence because has it ever worked? If it did work, we wouldn't be in this situation right now. The earth would be healed. People wouldn't be starving. Families wouldn't be torn apart, because enough people have put that first and not done their own work, right? It's been happening. So that doesn't work. Pull your energy back in. Focus here. Pull your energy in to your own magical being and create from that space out of love. You cannot go wrong. So that's what I have to say. I'm going to take a few sips of coffee. If you have any questions for Peony and friends, pop them in. And we're going to rock and roll. And like I said, I'm going to do my best to get all these questions. My printer's not working, and I was hoping to kind of print them, but you need ink for that. All right, I'm going to introduce you to a few new friends. First off, we have Flora. And I don't think that you can really, I don't think that this Facebook Live is able to capture her beauty, but she would definitely like for me to describe it to you. She is Angel Aura Quartz, and she's kind of pinky, and she's very shimmery, and she has a beautiful iridescent sheen. Okay, hey Jackie, you're just in time for the skull party. And then of course, we have Peony. There she is. And Peony is obviously beautiful. Still has some soot on her from the fire. And she says, good morning. And then, you ready for this? This is Ember. Amber Skull. His name is Ember. He loves a good fire. And he is here as well to lend his energy to this morning's skull party. Also here, not to chat necessarily, but just to be here, we have Ka. I mean, really, what is there to say? You're beautiful. And Ka, I haven't really connected too much with Ka except to receive his name, but his energy is incredibly fierce and protective, and I just love him. And then, of course, holding it down, we have him. And him's always here, holding it down and, you know, keeping us ladies grounded. So that's who's here this morning. Who else is here? Oh, no. I'm not talking about that. Okay, so that's the party. That's the party, and we're gonna start. So, first question. Oh, wait, I have to tell you something before I start. One of the reasons that Peony's so excited to talk to you today is that this week we had a breakthrough about us channeling and how we communicate. So whereas before you saw me channel Peony where I would hold her and kind of zone out and then my voice would change, we are no longer doing that, which is actually very exciting for me because channeling that way didn't feel as, like, I don't know, aligned for me. I felt kind of stiff in that, but I felt trapped in it as well. And so we had a breakthrough this week, and our communication is flowing now in a way that it's more like a conversation, and it feels really good, and the messages are so much more clear. So I just wanted to let you guys know that because I think that's why we're doing this morning, because she wants to show it off. So no problem. All right, here we go. First question. And I see that we have questions happening here, and I will get to them after I do these ones. So first one, how does one fully open, radiate out, and stand in one's power, command, honor the other, and yourself simultaneously without compromising anything? Okay, just want to make sure I understand this question. How does one fully open, radiate out, and stand in one's power, honor the other, and yourself simultaneously without compromising anything? Hi, Azrielba. Okay. All right, Peony's taking this question. The most important thing about this question is the other. We are only ever able to do anything with our own selves. And so as we step fully into our own power through our heart centers, we're able to honor the other in doing so. But unfortunately, because so many human behaviors are destructive and codependent and very much tied in energy like this, when you remove the energy so that each can have its own separate energy, it may feel hurtful and sad for one or the other because of codependencies. So there will be a transition period where when separation occurs so that sovereignty can happen, there will be sadness because of lack of attachment. When you are able to connect with your own true self and stand in your power, everything changes. Everything changes around you. Your vibration changes and the other vibration changes. It feels like you are referring with this question to a relationship, and a close relationship such as a friend or a lover or a person who is a friend and a lover. It is really important when your energies are so mixed together and so connected that you are able to separate them and still feel whole. So that is number one. It is most important. Unfortunately, there is no way to keep others from feeling the pain of their own growth. We can only stay in our own power and feel our own growth and feel how it is to be in our power and allow them to resonate or not resonate. Each must make their own choice. We are not responsible for other people's feelings or choices, only our own. And again, when we act in alignment with heart space, all will be well. I want to make sure that I have this without compromising anything. Peony is, she does not understand what that means. Okay. So I think with like when you're saying without compromising anything, that means like without putting the relationship in danger. Does that make sense? And she does not really understand that concept. So I hope that makes sense. Because Peony saying nothing can be compromised if one is standing in their full power and sovereignty and speaking their truth. Compromising oneself comes when you're not doing that. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So there's question 1. All right. Next up, how does one work through long-term continuous triggers? Peony says, for some of you, life is one long-term continuous trigger. Choice is what will take you out of the flow of being constantly bombarded by things that make you feel out of your own sovereignty. So identify the things that are triggering you and then change your behavior so that you are no longer in the flow of those triggers. Imagine a faucet with the water on, and you are standing underneath the water, and you are asking yourself, why am I so wet? Please simply step outside of the faucet, and you will no longer be getting wet. So I hope that's helpful. We have who is this? I think this is Ember. Okay, Ember is saying, this is interesting because I've never heard their voice in my head like that. Ember is saying about this question, how does one work through long-term continuous triggers? Ember is also adding to this. I don't know if they necessarily agree with Peony or not. Is adding to this that this full moon coming up is a really good time to release the triggers, to release them. But in order to feel the resolution of the release of whatever it is that is triggering you, you have to release the fear of not having them anymore. It's the fear of emptiness that is preventing the release of the things that are causing the triggers. I hope that makes sense. Feels like that's, you can keep digging on that one. All right, let me see some of these questions here. All right, let's see what we got on this one. I'm scrolling up, my friends. Scrolling up. Okay, Rose is saying, what happened with me the other night when I felt bathed in a beautiful pink light? Hi, Rose. So what happened the other night, this is actually Flora talking now. Flora is saying that when you were bathed in that beautiful pink light, you were simply receiving healing from Azrielaba and other family. You are very connected to this like electric pink healing light ray, and we're all receiving massive upgrades right now in integration, and that is simply you being conscious of the healing and integration that is happening. And hopefully it felt really, really nice and you enjoyed it. And if you did really like it and you did enjoy it, please tell Azrielaba, that you enjoyed it and that you like the way that it feels, because then she will feel more confident in allowing you to be conscious of it more. Okay. Cindy, I have your question here, right here. Yours is the big one, so I was like just holding on for a second. And Crystal, Rocket did not join the party. He's out there. I don't know why he's not here. Oh. Rose is asking, does it always happen when I sleep? Yes. It is very important for you humans to sleep. We do not understand why it is so difficult for you to sleep. Why you don't think it's important to sleep. The only time we can truly access your energetic field in a way that we can integrate and help you heal is when you are sleeping, because your conscious mind is very full and very blocked, and most of you are very full and very blocked and cannot receive the integration and upgrades when you are consciously awake. That will not always be the case. Okay, Jean is asking, I'd love to hear anything the Skull Party would like to share about portals. And then Claudia is asking about vortexes. Every time you reach a new point in your ascension where your mind opens and you feel the expansion and love in your heart, you open a portal. You are a portal every time you expand. So please understand, as you walk around in your daily life and in your heart space, you are opening portals that others can then access. This is very important for you to understand because it is not something other than you. All of the portals on the earth at this time, in many different dimensions, you have portals actually in the earth. You have portals in every dimension, layering the earth. These were created by others before you, in front of you, and on the sides of you, and you. So please remember that it is important to stay in your heart space because this is how you access these portals and create more. And some are portals for learning, for healing, for traveling, for remembering, for loving. There's portals for everything. And as you become more and more aware of your own abilities and release all of your heavy restrictions, you will be able to use these portals and see them much more easily. You'll be able to see them the way others see them and travel through them so that you can take yourself and go many different places. Vortexes could be a portal, but also not. A vortex is simply a swirl of energy. When you find a vortex, you will feel it. Many of you go to a place called Sedona. There are many vortexes there, but there are also many vortexes everywhere. Little vortexes, big vortexes. The place you call Texas, the whole thing is a vortex. Brazil, vortex, 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 vortex. In fact, it is important to note at this very time, because of the vortexes swirling and swirling, you will begin to see pyramids rising up from the earth and from the ocean. This is part of energetic expansion and ascension. As the energy continues to rise, as the earth's energy continues to rise in frequency, the vortexes will whoo, 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 and more things will rise to the surface. This will also happen within you, because each of you is like a little earth walking around on legs. And so anything that happens to the earth is going to happen within you as well. Do you feel that? Okay, does that make sense to you guys? I guess that kind of makes sense. I hope Jen is listening so she can remember this for me. I guess I can listen to it, it's being recorded. Okay, let me grab Rachel's question here, and then Cindy, I'm popping into your big question. Okay, Rachel says, I have seen in this life I don't have any one soulmate. I have many souls to walk with. Is that true for me? I'm really happy that you asked that question. I have been very much wanting to talk about soulmates and twin flames. Sarah does not want to talk about them. But you have asked the question. Yeah, she's right. Okay, this is Peony. It is very important to understand that the concept of soulmate and twin flames are things that humans created. If you truly look at the concept, you will see it is very limited and very structured and very linear. Whenever you see concepts that are this way, please be aware that they are man-made. And since they are man-made, there's often a reason that they are in your consciousness to direct you to behavior in a certain way. It is very important to understand that none of you are anything but whole. You have always been whole. The illusion of separateness is something that has been gifted to you, and it is a gift you are now returning back. All of you are whole. You do not require another soul to complete you. This is a myth. It keeps you from achieving the wholeness necessary to do your work here. But I will explain about soul family, because this is what you have taken and turned into twin flame and soulmate concepts. Before you came here, you indeed have a soul family, always. You make agreements and you have missions and you have things you wish to learn here on this planet. When you are making these decisions, it is very, 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 very common to connect with your soul family and say, please, if you see me veering off of my mission, please come in and redirect me. And you do this for others as well. And so you will run into members of your soul family all the time, especially now. You will run into a member of your soul family and you may have instant recognition. And this is what some of you think twin flame connection is. You believe that it means you must merge to create one. Nope, this is not true. It is simply recognition of soul family. Human love is very different from soul love. Human love has many conditions on it. Soul love has none. And so, if you are on the earth and you are moving along in your life and making decisions that are taking you off of your soul purpose, your soul family will pop up and do something to disturb you. Boop, now you're on the right track. Sometimes you will walk alongside this member of your soul family for some time. Others, you will not. And that is okay. You do this for your soul family all the time. It can be a very small shift or a very big impact. It doesn't matter. Please understand, wholeness is your birthright. You are whole. There are no half souls. There are no partial souls. There are no souls yearning to be reunited with one another in order to achieve some sort of union of completion. This is not true. It does not exist. And if you continue to perpetuate this, you are simply playing into old paradigms and you will never be happy, because happiness is only achieved within oneself. When you are happy and whole, you attract happy and whole souls to you. Healed. Joy. Connection. And sharing. And that is fun. And you should have fun. So if you find yourself in that place where you are thinking, I need to find my soulmate, please look in the mirror and meet them. I feel like I was tricked. Okay. All right. I'm popping into Cindy's question just in case she has to leave, because this is a good one. And then I'll get back to the other ones. What is the significance of December 21st for us? And this question is making my skull go like that. Okay, so this should be fun. Good question. We are not sure 100% at this time because timelines are currently shifting. But the highest probability is as such. On December 21st, 2020, which is very soon, the planets will align. None of you have felt this energy before. It is incredibly intense energy. It is very direct. It is very expansive. And it will open all of the things. Not all of you will see though. And that is the thing. That is why this is hard to answer. Those of you who have dropped into your heart space, truly, and have aligned yourself with your higher self, those of you who have decided to release all of the heaviness and seed your true future, your true joy, true love, and true peace, you will see. This is the day that is a beginning. But it is a choice you must make. But none can argue with the energy that will culminate on this day. For when the planets align in such a way, there is harmony, and it is felt throughout the universe. And this is a time when we may reach you with no impediments, when you may reach us with no impediments, which you can see. You can see. This will be a day when finally many of you will be able to remove the crust. Boop. And you'll be able to see as we see energy. We do not see the way you see. And after this day, you may see as we see. And it will be very beneficial for you and elevate the humankind and the planet as well. But again, this is highest probability. It's important to understand that every decision that is now being made shifts the timelines. That is why Sarah keeps talking about seeding your intention and manifestations, because we keep talking to her about it over and over again. It is very important that you put your energy into the timeline that you wish to be upon, because otherwise your energy will be put onto any timeline that it most resonates with at that time. And you do not want this, because that means if you are having a bad day, that you say a bad day, you're putting your energy on that timeline. You mustn't do this. Put your energy on the highest timeline that feels most beautiful to you and keep it there. It's really not that much longer to do so. A blink of an eye. Do you have any clarifying questions? I'm happy to take them. Crystal's asking, what is our soul connection with our pets? Great question. Our pets are also soul family. We make agreements with them to help us on our mission. Animals are different than humans. I'm going to use human words. Please understand that these are human words and do not pull too many human connotations to them. Animals are pure love. Pure is a tricky word. Animals are pure love. They are in their heart space from the moment they take their first breath to the moment they take their last breath on earth. And as beautiful packages of energy, of true, pure love, they are here for you to tap into and to assist you on your missions. Some of you have had the same animal soul companions for many lifetimes, especially the cats. Many of you have worked with the cats. The cats would like me to tell you a little bit about how they are not like the other animals because they are descended from Lyra. I do not feel this is relevant, but they feel it is important that you know. When you connect with your pet, you connect with pure, true love. This connects you back to your source and reminds you of who you truly are. That is why it is so important that you stay in your heart space. Just as your soul family connects with you to assist you on your missions, so do your soul pets. They come in, they love you, they show you love, and sometimes they even show you things. Sometimes they tell you, that person is not good for you. Sometimes they say, I love this person. Sometimes they help us open our hearts. Some was asking, can the same soul pet return to me more than once? Yes, of course, many, many times, sometimes right away. They become very attached as well, you know. It is family. Also, please know if you have recently lost a pet, you may always connect with the energy of your beloved in the dream space. They always come back to you in dream space. And while you are sleeping, you may feel all of your pets from forever of your lifetime around you because they love to comfort you. You may call upon them to do this as well. We hope that answers your question. We hope you feel the love. I like that. I've actually felt that. All right, I feel like there were more questions. Let's see if I can find them. And then I'm gonna have to, I didn't realize what time it was. I'm gonna have to pop off of here. Okay, here, I have one. This is from Stephanie. Okay. All right. This is a question about direction, so I'm going to rephrase it in a more general way. But once you've stopped placing anger where it does not belong, stopped numbing your emotions, and start walking the mental maze to find yourself, what can you be doing or focusing on or spending more time with to identify direction? What a very human question to ask. Humans always want to know what to do next. What do I do? What is the step-by-step thing to do to get to the thing that I want to do? You humans make me laugh. I laugh about this so much. It is a very linear way of thinking and it does not exist. Just have fun. Please have fun. Stay in your heart space and have a good time. You will know what to do because you cannot refuse to see it. But we are very glad that you have stopped feeling the anger. But we would ask you, have you stopped feeling the anger because you have repressed it? Or have you stopped feeling the anger because you have acknowledged its source and send it on with love? If it is the first, that you have repressed any emotions, it is very important to use this time to allow them to come back up and to let them go. It is important to remember that energy never ceases to exist. So, when you have a big feeling and you shove it down, the energy exists in your body, and it is not good. It makes you very sick. It drains you. It causes disease. Many of you have this disease. It causes pains in your belly and pains in your heart. Makes your joints crack. It is important that you take these energies and you put them into the ground. So we ask you, when you release your big energies, you don't simply put them out. You place them in and ask the tree energy, or ask your ancestors, or ask any of us to assist you in moving the energy down into the earth so that that energy may be used for good purpose and not simply spin around. We don't need any more of that. There is much spinning around. I will have Sarah explain this now. So she's talking about, and this is good for all of you to know because it's a nice technique and an important thing. But tree energy is coming in big time to help us with releasing our traumas, anger, fear, anxiety, all of those things. So it's important to remember that when you have these feelings, they need to go somewhere. They need to be directed into a place. So if you're working with tree energy, all you need to do, if you can go outside and sit with the tree and literally close your eyes and imagine yourself giving that energy down into the roots. Of course, asking permission first and allowing that tree to take that energy and bring it down into the earth for transmutation. You can also do this in meditation when you're not outside. So you can always, always, always connect to tree energy. It's here for you. It's here for all of us. Trees are sentient beings. And I actually have a lot more to say about that, but I don't have time this morning. So that'll be Monday. But trees are sentient beings and they are here to help us to heal and to pull these things out of us so they can take that energy and make something else with it. No energy ever disappears, so just remember that. Any energy at all must be shaped into something else, or it just scatters out there and becomes other forms, or somebody else picks it up. So we have to be mindful of our energetic hygiene. That's why it's so important. All right, I have to go. I'm sad to go. This zipped by really quick and I meant to only be on here for 30 minutes. Whoopsie. So I'm gonna head out. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much to Peony and Flora and Ember and Ka and everybody else who is here to hold this space. I'm sending you guys so much love. Continue to send me your questions because I will keep them. And every time we do this kind of a thing, I'll have them and start using them for the live videos because Peony would like to do more of these, and I think that it was okay. So you let me know. But anyway, continue to send the questions. I'm sending you guys so much love. I hope you have an amazing, amazing, amazing weekend. Drink lots of water. Yay, Scorpio season. And I will see you on Monday. Oh, and if you enjoy this,